so as I said, setup wise, just a little bit kind of bump to your left side with your left, sorry, left hip and shoulder, just because the fact that obviously your right hand is below your left hand. This shoulder here needs to be lower than the back shoulder, the front shoulder, sorry. Yeah. So there's a slight kind of spine to there. We're not massively exaggerating that. Well, yeah, no, exactly. There is that same tilt with the driver. The ball's obviously further forward in your stance. There's a bit more of a lean, that's all. So your hands are still in the same kind of position, right below left, so the right shoulder's going to be below your left. But in terms of the swing, put these lines on here again. So these lines obviously again representing the your swing plane line there, okay? And then this one here now, through that shoulder, that's the swing of the club, there you go. So we want to be sort of swinging that club underneath that line on the way back, okay, as you're going back there now. So your arms now start going up a little bit. You can see your left arm going a bit higher now. As you start then coming back down, you're sort of through your right shoulder, right neck area, quite steep. Yeah. As this one goes back now, you can see your hands kind of on it, just a little bit higher than maybe ideal, but I don't mind being a little bit that, because at least you're able to, from where you are, to kind of drop it down here. So now you can see the shaft coming down more through your right shoulder, and coming more towards kind of that forearm position we said, where at this spot here, okay, you got your forearm there and the shaft kind of there, whereas this one you got your forearm there and your shaft. I mean, it's so steep, you're just going to have to just chop across it, and then so much hand action is going to be needed there that you'll get good at adapting that and sort of swishing the club through, and just and you either pull it left because the path's going to be left, or if you don't have enough hand action, you get that sort of weak blocky cutty one. As the club's kind of coming more into this position, now the club's coming down slightly shallower. You can see just before that spot there, as we come into impact, the club now is sort of where the sort of the angle of the shaft is here. This shaft now is inside the ball, whereas this one here now is kind of on the ball, and you're just going to get a bit out here, just a bit more across the ball and outside the line. With longer clubs, either driver, we could lead to that one there. Your short irons probably going to be like pull left. Your 6 and 5 iron, you might do this, and the longer ones are shoom, out that way. So we can get the club kind of just working more in this direction generally. It's less for your hands to work, and you'll find a couple of these pulley draw ones where you're just using your hands more than you're used to, or more than you need to, but because the hands are able to rotate a lot more effectively from a better angle, they're like, oh, we can work now a lot more, we don't need that thing. But you can see on this one now, again, nice strike of the golf ball, bit of a line drive down the line there, bullet straight. So just feeling a little bit more of that tilt at setup, that will help that right hip get out of the way and that shoulder get a bit deeper, so the arms look a bit more around your body rather than so lifty. Just be careful with that part. We can overdo it. If you do it too much, obviously you get the old dusting left wrist, you'll be hitting it left. Okay, so all these little adjustments, only sort of small, not sort of going from where you are to like way around there. It's only sort of a few degrees needed. And again, you've got to feel comfortable at the top of the backswing. We don't want to make it so you think, oh, this feels awful. Okay, if you get to there on the golf course and don't feel comfortable, you'll do that one shot where you just topped it like 20, I've done that for a long time. So, okay, you'll get some really weird and sort of funky shots, but certainly getting more depth to that right hip will help when you're in a better setup. Your arms now can work a little bit more kind of around you rather than so lifty. And when they come back on a better angle here, at least coming in from this angle, at least the club's got a chance. Good strike of the golf ball and then through. If you start getting that kind of weaky, cutty one that sort of just does a bit of going that way, probably gone back a little bit steeper again. If you start getting a bit of sort of pulley drawy ones, you're probably swinging it a little bit to the left. Your hands are able to release better, because you can still swing left from a shallow angle here and still kind of swing and just rotate around that way, but your hands will work a lot more effective from here than they will from out there. And that's the thing. Your arms have to sort of work overdrive to try and square the club face up, and the elbow kind of throw it out, which leads to the unmentionables if you're not careful. So the arms kind of work down as you would do, almost like say skimming a pebble. Your arms sort of work down here. You hinge your wrist, your palm sort of faces up to the sky. And just that kind of release the arm this way and throw the club towards target rather than trying to do this and fight it. If your swings rely too much, you said before, Dan, obviously on timing, you'll play 15, 14, 16 holes really well and have a couple of like in there that are just a bit kind of, oh, it's a shame I'm in a bit of a boo-boo that hole. It's just avoiding that disaster one. Okay, mate?